Hey, we are live, pal.
We are live, pal. We are live, pal. My pal Jose Youngs and all my pals out there in the MMA world. Everyone tuned in. What's up, guys? This is the voice of Alexander K. Lee for MMA Fighting, our official UFC 319 Duplessis versus Chimaev weigh-in live stream. Thank you, everyone, tuning in. Thank you for joining us. As you guys know, as usual, we got a little bit of chatter here, but we're going to be keep it on the down low for maybe the first 20 minutes or so as we get our first rush of fighters, which hopefully will include Dricus Duplessis, which hopefully will include Khamzat Chimaev, Aaron Pico, Lerone Murphy. Let's hope we get a bunch of big names out of the way and we don't have to sweat, don't have to sweat it down to the last minute. Jose will we're gonna wait for a few more people to join in, but Jose will give you guys the info on how the morning's weigh-ins will go. Whether it's 1 hour, 2 hours, how much extra time people will have, blah blah, all that stuff. But otherwise, we have 13 weigh-ins to look forward to, guys. So, sorry, 26 minutes. Sorry, 13 fights, 26 weigh-ins. So everyone, buckle up. It's going to be a great time. I know we're all waiting for Khamzat. I know we all expect drama. This is the biggest opportunity of this man's career. A man who we all thought 5 years ago was guaranteed to win a UFC title, whether at welterweight or middleweight. And now he's finally getting his shot. It's been a bumpy road for sure. There's been some dominant performances. There's been some close calls. There's been a lot of inactivity. But Khamzat is less than 48 hours away from stepping into the octagon and fighting for UFC gold, if you can believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Jose, are you there, sir?
I am. How are you?
There's a question for you.
Shoot.
How about that? How about from Lazy Bed? How about that crowd yesterday, Jose?
Oh, that was pretty crazy. That was one of the great loudest crowds I've ever. I couldn't hear shit when I was asking questions.
That's what you like to see, man.
Anyway, before the weigh-ins start, I'll tell you the rules. The rules, according to what I was told, and there's been some people trying to figure out exactly what certain things mean, is that it's 2 hours. You get one, you get one approach to the scale. You don't get extra time. So if for whatever reason Khamzat weighs 185.5, steps on the scale, and he's still 185.5, that's a wrap. He doesn't get more time to cut that extra half pound.
What the frig? Why
That's
is they
what I was
what?
like.
Oh, we're in Chicago. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I was asking for clarification, like if he steps on the
Jeez
scale
Louise.
and he's 185.5, does he get to get off the scale, strip, and weigh on with a box of shame? And they were like, they believe it's, according to USPR, they believe it's one approach to the scale. If it's 185, they don't get that extra time. At 185.5, they don't get that extra time.
That's right. We're in Chicago. These weigh-in rules are becoming the new unified rules of MMA. Where every time we go to some new city, holy crap, we got to figure out what the regulations are. So there you go, guys. What you see is what you'll get when they step to the scale. So I hope the fighters are well aware of this, and we don't have anyone traipsing up there at 187 or something, confident that they can. Oh, whatever. I'll just cut off the extra pound. Apparently, we ain't having that. Jose, she loves the gloves in the chat. Also from Twitter, says. Hi.
Hello,
Just tell
Duty.
Jose I said hi.
Hello, Duty.
There you go.
See you in Abu Dhabi,
Big
hopefully.
fan. That'd be great. Hopefully you guys, get to meet up there. Look at that ugly ass Prime logo on the scale. That is just not. I don't know who designed that.
No.
That Prime logo looks so bad on camera. Like the one in the background just looks like an AI generated blur. That is terrible. That is a bad
weigh-ins be starting.
Weigh-ins be starting. All right. Who's the security guy? He looks.
He's at all of them.
He looks like he's ready to throw down.
They already have the box over. They already have the box.
Oh, mama, let's go.
Well, if it's one shot, you'd have to assume you're gonna do everything you can.
Don't they have 2 hours though? Don't they have 2 hours? Are you telling me? I hope whoever's
you're on.
coming up. If you're on, you're on, I guess. Yeah. No reason to jump back on the sauna. All right, there's Jose. Jose trying to give us a peek. Wow, look at it in all its magnificence. Does it look? Is it gray or does it just look gray on camera right now?
It's a bit gray.
It's been great. Interesting. A lot of weird stuff going on in Chicago. I'm a little thrown off right now, but guys, don't worry. I'll get my game back on. Again, by the time we're done with this initial flurry of weigh-ins, I will be ready to properly commentate. A lot of tension. I'm sensing a lot of tension. I'm not even in the room, and I'm sensing quite a bit of tension.
All right, thank you all for being here for the official weigh-in for UFC 319, Plessis versus Chimaev, and we begin with one of the gentlemen around whom this fight card is built, competing for a title for the first time, the number 3 ranked middleweight contender, Khamzat Chimaev. 183, the official weight for Khamzat Chimaev.
Hold it up for me, please. Thank you so much. Give me 5 seconds. Thank you.
All right, next fighter to the scale, also competing in the middleweight division, live on ESPN, Gerald, GM3 Meerschaert. 185, the official weight for GM3, Gerald Meerschaert.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, next man to the scale, competing in a prelim live on ESPN in the lightweight division, Chase Hooper. 155, the official weight for Chase Hooper.
Thank you.
All right, next fighter is one half of the co-main event, live on pay-per-view in the featherweight division, the number 6 ranked contender, Lerone, the Miracle Murphy. $146, the official weight for Lerone Murphy.
Thank you, buddy.
Excuse me, sir.
All right, next fighter to the scale, also part of the main card at UFC 319, the number 11 ranked UFC welterweight contender, Geoff Hands of Steel, Neal.
Really?
171, the official weight for Geoff Neal.
Middleweight next, guys. Middleweight next. Yeah, they just once you get out.
Hold it up for 5 for me, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, next fighter to the scale, competing in the UFC's middleweight division, Michal Oleksiejczuk. 186, the official weight for Michal Oleksiejczuk.
Thank you.
All right, next man to the scale, weighing in as a backup for our middleweight championship main event, Caio Borralho.
3 weeks, I'm back, guys. I see you all in 3 weeks.
184, the official weight for Caio Borralho.
Thank you, guys.
All right, next fighter to the scale, making his UFC debut in the middleweight division by Sangur Susurkayev.
How much is your weight? It's everybody.
186, the official weight for Sangur Susurkayev. All right, next fighter to the scale, competing live on pay-per-view in the middleweight division, former world title challenger and number 9 ranked contender, the Killer Gorilla, Gerald Cannonier. .186, the official weight for Gerald Cannonier.
Thank you.
All right, next athlete to the scale, competing in the lightweight division, Drakkar Klose. .156, the official weight for Drakkar Klose. All right, next man to the stage, charged with kicking off the main card in the flyweight division, 11th ranked contender, Tim Elliott. .126, the official weight for Tim Elliott.
Thank you.
All right, next athlete to the stage, making his UFC debut on short notice in the middleweight division, Eric Nolan. .183, the official weight for Eric Nolan.
Thank you.
All right, next fighter to the scale, competing in the Ultimate Fighter flyweight final, Joseph. .126, the official weight for Joseph Morales.
Thank you.
All right, next fighter to weigh in, competing in the lightweight division, Alexander Hernandez. .156, the official weight for the Great Ape, Alexander Hernandez.
Thank you.
All right, next fighter to the scale, competing in the lightweight division, the UFC legend Edson Jr. Barboza.
$155.45.
155.5, the official weight for Edson Barboza.
Thank you.
All right, next fighter to weigh in is the number 11 ranked contender in the women's flyweight division, Karine Silva.
$125.
125, the official weight for Karine Silva.
Thank you.
All right, next fighter to the scale, making his UFC debut, one half of the featherweight co-main event, Aaron Pico.
145.
145, the official weight for Aaron Pico. And with that, your co-main event is official.
No.
All right, next fighter to the scale, one of the best welterweights in the world, number 12 at present, competing live on the main card here in Chicago, the Nightmare Carlos Prates.
$170.
170, the official weight for Carlos Prates.
Thank you, Chief. Appreciate it.
Also competing on the main card in the middleweight division, Michael Venom Page.
I was literally just thinking that.
186 and a half.
Right here, MVP. Right here, baby.
I'm very confused by what's going on right now. 186.
I heard. That's what I heard. 186 and a half. There's almost no way Michael Page is heavy.
He doesn't look stressed at all.
This strikes me as a scale. Their scale said something different.
186, the official weight for MVP, Michael Venom Page.
Cheeky, as they would say in the UK. Cheeky weigh-in by Michael Page. Right, Oscar Willis? Oscar Willis is out there, guys.
Would you call that cheeky? He was on the cusp of cheeky.
Thank you.
Our next fighter to hit
You're
the scale is the
overweight.
number
No, I'm not.
11 ranked strawweight in the world, Rodrigo Godinez.
Oh, gosh.
basically psyched him out with his own confidence.
That's
everywhere.
What's going on here?
Guys,
I don't understand what's going on right now.
does he not? Did he think this was? Did he think this was 115?
I have no idea.
Oh, sorry, it is 115. Did he think this was 125? Is he? What are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
Jose, I don't know if you're looking, but the chat is not having it with this gentleman. Wow. 115, guys, for anyone who didn't hear that and was or fell asleep waiting for that to.
All right, next fighter to
115.
the scale, competing in a middleweight prelim, Nursulton Ruziboev.
I think that dude is gone.
No. Nope, nope. God.
No, don't pose yet, my friend. Don't pose yet.
Working on maths.
Well, at least we've got. At least we know we've got
Something's
2
going on.
hours to work with, guys. We've got 2 hours here, so they can take their sweet time. Not gonna lie, kind of missing Geoff Mullins now. I make fun of. Oh, okay. What the? Didn't even do anything. Just
No, apparently something on the scale was sticking. So when it would go
Something
up,
on
it
the
would it would like stick to the side or something. That's what they just cleaned it off right now.
I never thought I'd say how much I miss Geoff Mullins,
Yeah,
and
right.
also possibly the digital scale right now. What is going on?
Right.
Okay,
Did we get a
got a
bit
break,
of a-
Jose?
I have literally no idea. I'm hoping so. That was crazy.
Let me leave a note for people here just joining in. Khamzat has made weight. Backup Kaio Bahalio has made weight. Still waiting on DDP. All right, guys. Well, we got some sort of break. Maybe it'll last 5 minutes. Maybe it'll last 30 seconds. We don't know. But welcome everyone. Welcome everyone who maybe did not tune in at the very beginning of the stream. Thank you everyone who is watching. I just left a note there. I know a lot of people who may have just clicked or asking, what's the status of the main event? What's the status of some of the big fights? Well, Khamzat Chimaev was the first fighter to weigh in. He did have to use the box. I think they were prepared. I think they knew that he was on. No reason to cut anymore. Just had to take his shorts off. Made well under championship weight though, so I wonder if their scale was off. Khamzat came in at 183, so that was different. We are still waiting on Dricus du Plessis. I would not be overly worried. We have had our co-main event become official. Aaron Pico making his UFC debut. He came into championship 145. Lerone Murphy at 146. Jeff Neal came in at 171 for his fight with Carlos Prates, who came in 170, so that's official. And Jared Cannonier and Michael Page meeting in a middleweight bout, both coming in 186, so that's official for the main card as well. The opener is not official yet. We had Tim Elliott come in 126. We are waiting on Kai Asakura. Definitely a weigh-in to keep an eye on. 125 or 126, not an easy mark for Kai Asakura to hit. I actually thought after the Pantoja fight, he would just strongly consider moving up to 135 or back up to 135. But this is a good name for him in the flyweight division, a ranked fighter. And I guess Kai still has aspirations of chasing that 125 belt, I suppose. But listen, I'm not a doctor, but it seems a bit ill-fated. In the official UFC rankings, Tim Elliott is 11, Kai Asakura is 15, so he will jump up at least a few spots if he can make weight and if he can beat Tim on Saturday. So there we go, guys. We have a handful of prelims that are also official. I'll send Jose a graphic shortly. Baysengur, the talk of the week, Baysengur Sursukayev, who just won a contract on Contender Series, is fighting tonight. He just won a contract a few days ago. He's fighting Eric Nolan. Both men made weight. Sursukayev 186, Nolan 183. Gerald Meerschaert 185, Michael Oleksiejczuk 186. That fight is official. Chase Hooper, Alex Hernandez, Hooper 155, Hernandez 156. That fight is official. And Edson Barboza and Drakkar Klose. Edson back at lightweight, guys, for the first time since, I believe, 2019. So we got a big, healthy Edson, came in at 155.5 and Klose at 156. Other fights, guys, I think we have almost every fight, yes, has one half weight in, and we are just waiting for the other part of the equation to make those fights official. So we're churning along here, guys. Oh, how could I forget to mention? Of course, most of you are tuning in to ask what happened to the Ultimate Fighter flyweight finale. Yes, Joseph Morales has made weight so far at 126. We are still waiting for Alibi Adiris. And for anyone who doesn't know, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. We did lose the Tough 33 welterweight final between Daniil Danchenko and Rodrigo Sezinando. Rodrigo Sezinando. We did lose that fight. It looks like it has been rescheduled for Noche UFC. So no, I haven't lost forever. Just got to wait a little bit longer for that fight to come around. But yeah, sorry, all my tough maniacs out there. We are down one finale for Saturday. Please still consider watching the show. I know all of you are just like, F this. We lost a tough fight. I'm not going to tune in. I don't care about Chimaev and DDP. I understand, but guys, just try give DDP and Chimaev a chance. I think they can live up to the greatness of tough. I might be overselling it, but I think they can do a good job with it. Let me get a graphic here ready, guys. BVA 11, Danchenko was the most fun fighter on tough. Yeah, Danchenko was great. And one of the younger guys, too. Danchenko, only 24 years old, from the Ukraine. Very exciting striking style. All right, guys, I will be right back. All right, guys. When Jose has a second, he will.
Yeah,
He'll have... No rush. You know, once you put it out, someone's gonna walk up and just make the thing outdated. So don't rush. No rush, Jose. Yes, that's right. I'm sorry, guys. I forgot to mention we did lose another fight. We lost King Green and Diego Ferreira. And I don't exaggerate when I say that's a pretty highly anticipated fight. It's just two great lightweight fighters that have been around forever. And I think they had at one point, I'll look this up real quick, if they had ever been booked to fight. It seems impossible that they weren't. Or maybe I'm thinking one of them replaced the other guy or something like that. But no, I'm seeing no history. Anyway, King Green. It was initially an undisclosed injury. Excuse me, guys. It was initially an undisclosed injury for King Green, and then I believe he put out a video on Instagram. You guys can watch that. He said he was his injury was something that was so bothersome that he could hardly kind of move his lower body, at least not comfortably enough to fight. So you guys know King Green. He's been around forever. He said, of course, if it is something like a hand injury, he still would have tried to get in there. But apparently his mobility very badly affected, so I don't think we can blame King Green at all. The man is it's a month shy of his 39th birthday. He's fought this would have been his 51st pro fight. I think at this stage of King Green's career, he should definitely be taking his time and being careful with his body. So that looks like it's going to be rescheduled. We will see that one sooner rather than later. Let's hope.
There you go, AK.
Thank you, Jose. Thank you, guys. So you can see for yourselves what we have got so far. Again, we are waiting on DDP. I was a little surprised he wasn't one of the first, like, 5 fighters to win. It just seems like something that it just seems like something that DDP would do. Maybe try and make a statement that way. But one thing I'm not going to do, guys, is question how Dricus du Plessis has handled Fight Week, because he has been an absolute star in the microphone. He has dealt with a pretty hostile Chicago crowd, very pro Chimaev. I think a hashtag Chimcago, right? Let me see if I can get this going. Let me see. Let me put this in the chat. You guys tell me if this is cool or not. Hashtag Chimcago. But yeah, big Khamzat contingent. I don't know if it's anti-DDP, much less the fact that Khamzat has just had that it factor for so long, and people wanted to see him fight for the title. Very exciting guy. A lot of controversy. Excuse me, guys. A lot of controversy, a lot of impatience about, of course, just inactivity. He got the COVID, he got various injuries, just various reasons he can't compete. We're aware we finally had like full confirmation that he has had visa issues. He had to personally thank Donald Trump, the president. Excuse me, guys. United States President Donald Trump for getting him into the U.S. for this fight. So yeah, it has been tough to build around a guy who, in my opinion, pound for pound, and we'll certainly find out Saturday, this guy might be the best fighter in the world. I mean, he just doesn't lose. There have been close calls. Go Burns fight, very competitive. Kamaru Usman fight, certainly not the most convincing win for Khamzat Chimaev, but I won't hold that against him. I think Gilbert, of course, is a great fighter. And then Kamaru is a great fighter. And then the Chimaev highlight reel speaks for itself with Robert Whitaker, Kevin Holland, Li Jinglang, Gerald Meerschaert, Reese McKee, and John Phillips. His list of first-round finishes. Excuse me, John Phillips made it the second. So there you go. Of course, we are getting way ahead of ourselves. DDP is the champion. I think he's, not shockingly, but I believe DDP is the underdog in this fight. Again, I say not shocking, not because I don't think there's people that don't believe in DDP, but guys, this is how sports gambling works, right? They want you to put your money down so that you lose your money to them. And it looks like there's a ton of action probably that came in on Chimaev. Pretty like considerable favorite, minus 245. So 2-1 favorite to become the new champion. I don't think Dricus du Plessis cares about this stuff, but if I'm his team, that is some real substantial bulletin board material right there. Sorry, guys, I'm tripping over my words this morning. Let me see some comments. Old Dave says, happy birthday, AK Lee. Thank you, Old Dave. When I get the chance to spend time with you guys, it is always my birthday. She loves the gloves, says DDP had to deal with booze and dumb questions. He's working overtime. Yeah, Dricus has been great. If you didn't get the chance, guys, I'm sure you guys all watched the press conference. If you didn't see his media day, watch his media day as well. Again, handled great questions with aplomb, deflected some questions that were not so great, and is generally just coming off as like a very relaxed killer, like a guy who is not affected by a lot of the online chatter. People talking about his style, people talking about, how good is he really? Man, he doesn't care, man. The guy just goes in there and keeps winning, and we all know how he beats Chimaev, right? I mean, it's probably going to be if he makes it out of the first 2 rounds, and he outlasts him, right? That's the conventional wisdom. Everyone else thinking Chimaev has to win in round 1 or round 2. So I don't know.
What the question for you, AK? Just because I'm working on some social stuff.
Yeah.
What Loopy was 115?
Yes. Loopy was, after much consternation, 115. Yes.
Okay. Consternation. We were joking that MVP stepping on the scale at 186.5. Seems like the most unstressed individual in the entire room.
I will tell people again. Sorry, I read off all the weigh-ins. Let's see. Who is here. I cannot talk this morning, guys. That is how excited I am about UFC 319. Here is who we are waiting on. Of course, the champion, Dricus du Plessis, yet to weigh in, and also on the main card, Kai Asakura. On the prelims, we are just waiting for former champion Jessica Andrade. We are waiting for Bryan Battle, who is thankfully moving up to 185. I don't know if it's permanent, but he has had some problems making 170, some serious problems, and he is a very, very tall man. So he's kind of has that unfortunate. He's not a tweener, but that guy. He's not a very bulky guy. I think he's strong. Like I think he doesn't look super strong, but he is a bit spindly. But he's tall. He's tall. So making 170 is always going to be hard for him. So good for him for going up to 185. Not an easy fight at all with Nursulton Ruziboev, but most importantly for Battle, I think, is just sort of getting back on track and getting back in the good graces of the matchmakers. He also won a pretty sketchy split decision over Randy Brown in that fight that he missed weight for. So let's see. Even if Bryan Battle loses on Saturday, if he puts on a good competitive performance against Ruziboev and then gets back to sort of focusing on maybe making weight, hitting 170, then we could be saying it could be a turnaround for Bryan Battle in 2026. We are waiting for Diane Barboza as well. She is fighting Karine Silva. That's actually a rematch, which I'm sure you guys all knew. They fought long ago, I believe, in the Brazilian regional scene. This was, and when I say long ago, I mean, I think Silva was Barboza was only a few fights in her career. Let me get this right, guys. Karine Silva beat Dione Barboza, who was Barboza was only her third pro fight at Katana Fight 9, May 4th, 2019 in Pinhais, Brazil. I know I messed that up. Sorry, guys. And we are also waiting on Ultimate Fighter flyweight finalist Alibi Idris. So there you go. So not a lot to wait. Maybe like 6, 7 people. We're cruising, guys. We're cruising. If you guys missed the Lupi Godinez, if you guys any weigh-ins, guys, make sure to check out our socials. We've got all the big ones up. Khamzat, of course, is already up, but we'll have some of the notable names. Michael Page had a very funny one where he somehow came in heavy, despite the fact that, as we all know, Michael Page is a welterweight who's just kind of moonlighting at 185 right now, and he just laughed it off. He came in a bit over, said, "No, I'm not," and then they just brought out the box of redemption. He was fine, so maybe he probably taken it pretty easy this week. Probably had a big breakfast. And Lupi Godinez, who was on the scale for what felt like 10 straight minutes, because I do not know what's going on with the commission.
40. I will tell you, she was on the scale for 1 hour and 45 seconds. 1 minute 45 seconds.
What I was gonna say, crazy. It felt like she was on the scale for 1 hour and 45 seconds with the way they were. I don't even know. They had changed the person looking at the scale. The guy doing the scale was just like tapping away, having the time of his life, tapping away at that thing, and eventually landed on 115. I do not know what the big deal was. Oh, I'm sorry. Guilherme Cruz has to correct me. Diane Barboza beat Karine Silva, not the other way around, guys. I apologize. I had said Karine Silva beat Diane Barboza. He's not happy with it right now. He's Guilherme Cruz is yelling at me in the Slack. It's getting ugly. Glory to Botafogo. Glory to Botafogo. Hopefully he'll feel better when they advance in their tournament next week. Joseph Boza is saying this was the same commission that said Yoel Romero was half a pound overweight for a title fight with Whitaker. Okay.
Didn't even think about that.
What is going on? Sorry, guys. I'm looking at. I shouldn't be looking at the comments while I'm working, but I can't help it. Some people are really bringing the insightful stuff in here. So I was wrong when I said that throwing up the graphic would cause someone to come out. I will bet the next fighter to come out will be. I'm gonna say Alibi. I think Alibi. Maybe I'm just being selfish and I just want this Ultimate Fighter finale to become official. But guys, if you're out there on social media, hashtag Tough33 finale. I don't know what this hashtag UFC 319 stuff is. This is the Ultimate Fighter finale. I don't know why the main event is the very first preliminary of the night. That's crazy to me. But good luck following the emotional high of another Ultimate Fighter champion being crowned. I mean, it can only go downhill from there. So But yeah, I like that. I actually like that fight a lot, guys. If Joseph Morales sounds familiar, you're not wrong. He has fought in the UFC before. He went 1-2. He won a bone in his first fight, and then he actually fought Davison Figueiredo in his second fight. So kind of a weird footnote. And then he had to go back to the regional scene and took some years off. Like he only fought, I think, like 3 times in the past 5 years, something like that. And now he's back to the Ultimate Fighter, hopefully. We got movement. We got movement to the scale.
I don't know.
I see Danger Mouse asking, not using the new rules. No, Danger Mouse, we've got these Chicago rules, which are, I guess, well, they sound like I don't think I've heard this variation very often, where it is a flat 2-hour window, guys. So I know you've all been watching weigh-ins recently, and especially when they're in Vegas, it is the 1 hour. Please, everyone come in the first hour, and if you need extra time, that's what the second hour is for. And that system has worked out pretty well. We usually get everyone in, and then if someone needs extra time, I think we had an exception recently, but usually they are able to get in there in the next first half hour of the second window. So that's worked out well. But here we are, flat 2-hour window, and as Jose informed us at the beginning of the show, if you miss, you miss. You are apparently not getting a second shot.
In the UFC women's flyweight division, Deone Barboza.
Box coming out.
Joseph Boza, I just said I was surprised that the main event is going on first. The main event is the very first prelim of the card. Yes, I'm extremely surprised.
125.5, the official weight for Deone Barboza.
Deone Barboza has made weight. Her fight with Karine Silva is official. As I correctly said before, Deone Barboza beat Karine Silva in their first fight. Deone in just her third pro bout when she beat Karine Silva. Here she goes.
Perfect. Thank you.
She loves the gloves, pointing out this is the format they're using is probably why Dricus du Plessis has not come in yet, because you only get one shot. Yeah, it'd really suck if DDP came up and was like half a pound over, and they're just like, nope, you're half a pound over. So yes, I'm sure his team is making sure there is no room for error. And again, depending on the commission, you honestly never know what can happen. Jose, I'm not crazy. Khamzat did use the box, right? He came right out with the box, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, yes. Joseph's asking, was that 2 times the boxes? I think we're on 3 times, guys, because Michael Venom Page, shockingly, they needed the box for him, even though he's been smiling all week and just, is probably walking around at the beginning of the week at like 191 or something.
He seemed to think it was funny when they said 186.5. He was like,
it was fun. It was funny. I think it's a scale. I think it's a scale thing. Yeah, I don't know. They must have had a scale in their hotel room, and that's probably the only one they looked at.
He basically psyched him out. He's like, no, I'm on weight. Let's do it again.
Yeah, there's no way he's overweight. That'd just be so silly. It's over. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at some of these comments here. Scott, look how smooth that went without the dude jumping in. Scott, listen. We all saw it. That's all I'm saying. We all saw how smoothly that went. And I'm not going to denigrate anyone who was on site and working for the commission and possibly junking up the weigh-ins. I'm not naming names, but I will say the young lady who's been up there has been doing fine, I think. Okay, maybe I will do a rundown now. Let me update this. We got Diane. We got Diane. We got Diane. That was it. All right, give you guys a rundown shortly. How pumped are you guys for this main event? This main event is just so friggin' good, and I've been doing my best to like jinx/reverse jinx it by just like praising it as much as possible and saying, oh, Khamzat's guaranteed to make it. Khamzat's guaranteed to make it. And guys, I don't believe in jinxes. I know you all hate me for saying this stuff. I don't believe it. We got to get over it. If he makes it, he makes it. If he doesn't make it, there's no curse. There's no jinx. It's just Khamzat. But I don't even want to think about that. I'm sorry I brought it up because the guy is going to fight on Saturday night. We are going to see him fight for a UFC title. It has been destined, and we are seeing it against like also the one guy that we all want to see him fight. We all want to see Khamzat fight Dricus du Plessis. So this is the stuff championship fights are made of, everyone. What was I doing? Yes. This is like a 12, 13 out of 10, 14. There's no number high enough for me to say how excited I am in this fight. It might be, obviously, recency bias. I'm just looking ahead to one day, but like, this might be my most anticipated fight of the year. I think Islam versus Arman was up there, and then we lost that. So that was unfortunate. And like, we kind of, as cool as it was to see Ilya, win the title, it's not Ilya versus Charles wasn't really on most of our radar. So cool moment for sure. But, we all thought we were going to get Ilya and Islam. We all thought we were going to get, well, I don't know what I thought we were going to get this. We had hoped we would get, Tom Aspinall and John Jones, right? So we've kind of missed out on some big fights that we thought were at least possible. Like, we didn't think they were assigned, a done deal. But apparently $30 million isn't enough for Mr. John Jones. Hey, I didn't say it. All right, Ariel Helwani reported it. It's a very reliable source. That's Ariel has said, and I'm inclined to believe it. Not a fan of how John Jones handled that whole end of the career situation. If he was really offered something like $30 million plus whatever incentives to fight Tom, and he said no, it's a bad look, brother. It's a bad look, guys. Get your memes out there. If you guys got memes making fun of this, John Jones supposedly passing up on that deal, let him rip, because that's a terrible look if that's true. And again, Ariel has reported it multiple times, and I'm just saying, if you've listened to Ariel before, you know that he's got some pretty good sources on these things, guys. He's got some pretty good. It's not going to blow smoke up your ass. All right. Hank Hill says you're a good host. Thank you, Hank. Thank you. I tried. I know I talk a lot, and for that I apologize. I think sometimes you guys need the sweet sound of silence. But Jose, there was a baseball question. Are you there?
Yes. What's up?
Someone was asking about. Oh, I missed. Oh, Scott wants to know. Jose, do you follow most of the Red Sox prospects?
Yes. Almost religiously.
He says y'all took Marcus. So of course you're very familiar with Marcus Phillips, their 33rd pick this year.
Yeah.
Scott says he's a young gun that can hit triple digits with ease. Just needs to work on holding base runners.
Yeah,
You're a fan.
I'm excited. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like we've drafted very well the last few years. From South Dakota, right?
And you guys are really competitive.
I think he went to junior college in Tennessee. Yeah, I'm excited.
Weren't you guys supposed to suck this?
No, we were supposed to be good, and then we sucked.
Oh,
and then we turned it around.
Started slow.
No,
yeah.
We didn't just start slow. We got our pitchforks out.
I've seen nothing but positivity on your Twitter feed lately, though, about the Red Sox. So you seem to be in a good
lately,
good
yes.
Time. Yes, and we are having good times with the Jays as well. But we've got your friggin' if your Red Sox would just lose a few games, Jose, that'd be great, because we would love to have a division title, which I don't think we've had in.
Tough job.
I think even when we made had those big teams that were like making the playoff stuff, I don't think we won the. I think we made it through. The
I don't
remember.
I
don't think we won the division.
You guys don't scare me though.
We don't scare you?
No, the Rangers scare me.
It's like that. It's like that. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I apologize. We won. What am I saying? We won the American League in 2015. What am I saying? Of course.
Is that when Jose Bautista got punched in the face?
That might have been the next year. No, I think that was that year. The weakest punch ever. Yeah.
I mean, it rocked your boy.
Did it? He immediately shook it off. It did nothing. He's like an MMA fighter. He was like, bring it on. He just took it.
It seems like it floored him. But
I think you're you are. Yeah.
You're saying I like Jose Bautista. I support
because he's a fellow Jose.
Jose's, except Jose Ackerman. Yeah. That dude's a punk. And Jose Canseco.
Oh, okay.
He's a little annoying.
What was the year with the punch? Maybe it was the next year. I thought that was
one of the sickest bat flips you'll ever see that year.
My lack of sports knowledge is showing. This is
Mike, you're Canadian.
This is a little.
What year was Jose Bautista punched in the face?
2016.
Oh, next year, 2016.
Man, that was a good time.
Really? That's Mike Bond of MMA Junkie was at the bat flip game.
I'm sure. I'm not even. Mike is on the
fan, but that was sick.
Dude, Mike is on the scene. People don't know this. Maybe people don't know this. Mike is on the scene up here because Mike also does a lot of basketball coverage as well. So Mike is like around, man. Yeah, the Raptor stuff, man. Mike is around. He's not just an MMA guy. Yeah, he's a very good MMA. Mike Bond's a very good MMA guy. He's not just an MMA guy. All right, no, he is covering the sports. Stop it.
AK's like, Mike is so good. He's like, he's doing all the sports. I'm like, no, he's awful.
Mike, my fellow Canadian, we love you, buddy.
Mike says thank you for being actually nice to him.
No, someone I listen. Mike was in the business before I was, and I, as a fellow Canadian, definitely someone I looked up to before I got in. Don't tell him this, Jose. I don't want him to get emotional.
I will never tell him this.
No, please don't. We are at about 10 minutes away from the top of the first hour. Again, guys, there is no first window. There's no second window. It's just a flat 2-hour window. So it doesn't matter who has not showed up yet. They are getting one shot to weigh in. No second attempt. Everyone backstage or in the saunas right now, like really making sure, probably aiming to be like half a pound under if they can.
I mean, you saw Khamzat weigh 183.
183 with the box. He didn't even need it. So that's pretty wild. We do have to remind ourselves that Khamzat has made welterweight on multiple occasions. I mean, the last time he tried was an absolute freaking debacle. But before that, like the man has fought at welterweight before. It is not as if he cannot. Thank you, Jose. Sorry, I need to get rid of a spammer. There you go. Out of here. Why do people spam? What do I get out of this? Sorry, guys. You have the updated graphic. I'm not going to read out yet. I'll wait to the top of the hour and then we'll read it out. Isaac Jr. Stena. I think Dricus is finna miss weight. I don't think so, guys.
Kai didn't weigh in, right?
Kai has not weighed in. No Kai Asakura yet.
No
again,
Kai, no Dricus.
Yes, I had hoped Kai would again move back up to 135, but I don't know. A good matchup for him. Not an easy guy for sure. Tim Elliott can absolutely grapple him to death, but I think Kai is a very athletic guy. I think his takedown defense will hold up, and very good chance he could KO Tim. But always love watching Tim Elliott fight. I'm not rooting for or against. I'm a fan. If anyone didn't see his look at Media Day, he was rocking the Forrest Gump Run Across America look, and it was absolutely fantastic. I had Jose, you ever have tweet regret?
There's Kai. Sorry. What were you saying, AK?
You ever have tweet regret, Jose?
No, never in my life.
Every tweet you put out is fire.
I don't tweet that much to begin with.
Yeah, you tweet a lot about comic books.
Yeah, but like not about like news that matters.
Right. Man, I had a tweet where I was describing, what Tim Elliott looked like, and I thought it was pretty funny. And then like moments after I put it out, I realized I should have just put the picture and I should have put the quote like, I just felt like running. And then that would have like landed with a little more, got a bigger laugh. That would have gotten like 1,000 likes, and I got like 5 or whatever. So people following my Twitter, I'm sorry I disappointed you. That was not my best work. But shout out to Tim for the great look. I think he has. I'm sorry, we saw him at the scale. I don't think I was paying close attention. I believe he has shaved back down, right? He looks normal, a normal human again, right? Yeah.
He got peer pressure. It's like, who was...
Boo!
Do you remember, who was the guy that Jake Hager fought in Chicago?
What? Oh god.
You know what I'm talking about? Tombstone, whatever.
I'm just gonna look this up for you. There is no way I'm gonna remember this.
I was there for MMA Fighting. It's the only reason I
Okay,
remember
in
this.
Chicago. In Chicago, you said.
Yeah.
No,
it was
not
the
this
Chandler
one.
Pitbull fight.
You are talking about TJ
Tombstone
Jones.
Jones. Yeah, Tombstone Jones.
Tombstone Jones. Oh,
so
yeah.
if anyone looks at his like press conference and media day stuff or like interviews, he has like the Tim Elliott look. He's a little overweight, but then he showed up at official weigh-ins totally clean shaven, and everyone was like really disappointed. And I think John McCarthy had a conversation with him, be like, "Don't let these guys peer pressure you. Be who you are."
Guys, look at Roy Nelson. Roy Nelson's like one of the most famous like heavyweights of the last like, maybe I'm exaggerating, but pretty notable heavyweight guys. And he's got a big belly and a big ass beard and big knockout power. It's a great gimmick. It got him a lot of high profile fights. I think Roy Nelson made some pretty good money in the UFC. Trevor Sermons has a message for you, Jose. Thank you for the super chat, Trevor. Met Jose yesterday at the presser. Solid dude. If you need some help carrying camera equipment tomorrow, let me know. Still need more golf content. Trevor, he does need help carrying the camera equipment. So if you could beat him around the back of
he came up and was like, "Tell Mike we need more golf content," and I was like, "All right, cool." I'm glad someone liked it. It was very well put together.
Trevor, if you could meet Jose around the back of the venue to help him.
Don't tell people where to meet me. Okay.
You're always telling people to meet you in the parking lot. So I'm like,
oh yeah, that's true.
I thought that was, oh no, that's like for negative reasons though. So
to break brick.
That's to break brick, yeah. What was? There's another question someone was asking.
Lupita really did stand on the scale for a very long time. That's crazy. I'm editing some video and I'm like,
yeah,
just scrolling and scrolling. I'm like, God, she really did step on there for a long time.
She's gonna have a laugh about it too. She had a laugh about her last fight, which, if I recall correctly, had some gastrointestinal issues. Her fight with Polastri, and she was laughing about it after. I think she like took pictures on a beach with a toilet or something. I don't know. Lupi's cool.
Yes, I forgot about that.
Lupi's cool, man. I mean, Lupi is just like, she knows how to do it. That's a fight, by the way. That I think is one of the toughest fights to pick on the card. Let me look at the odds here. I have to imagine they're pretty close. I understand that people are kind of out on Andrade. I get it. She's kind of, she's been in quite a few battles, but she's still like one of the best women's fighters ever. Yeah, very close odds, I thought. Lupita, slight favorite, -154. I think that'll get even. No, I don't. I'm not saying I don't think it'll move much. I think that'll be around where it ends up on fight night. I have no idea what I predict that. I really don't. If we're going by, traditional narrative, yeah, this should be Lupi's time to take Jessica Andrade's spot. But man, Jessica Andrade at 115, especially, she's still got it. I think 125. I never want to see her fight at 125 again. But at 115,
it's interesting because Lupi should be fighting on either Noche or the Vancouver card. It says she's fighting in Chicago.
Yes.
All right, next athlete
confusing.
To the scale is the gentleman around.
Oh gosh.
This live event was
here we go.
Reigning defending undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Dricus still knocks to Plessis.
Yes, boy.
185, the official weight for the
go.
champ,
You guys ready?
to Plessis. And with that, your UFC 319 main event is official.
It's on. 185 for the champ, guys. 185 for the champ. If you didn't see earlier, Chimaev 183. Let me put that as the new pinned comment. Boom. Just for anyone, I know we have people who come in late and like, oh, this. That's official, guys. That is official. I'm going to wait a little bit to see if anyone else shows up before we update El Grafico. But right now we're looking at El Grafico. That's Spanish.
I see the notes at UFC rubbed off on you, huh?
Yes, that's right. That's right. Actually, I'm going to Italy soon. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Air Canada, get your shit together. Yeah.
Yes, Mike was telling me about
so
that.
I don't. Does he know? Does he know what's going on up here?
Well, yeah, because he has to fly home after this.
Yeah, but what's
Isn't
he? Yeah, but
Mike, what's the? Because you were saying the. Air
oh,
Canada
Mike Bond. I
situation's
think
going-
Mike
yeah.
Heck. Yes,
No,
yes.
no,
Mike.
yeah.
Mike might not. Mike might not be leaving
We were
Chicago.
talking about this because AK's going to Italy and he just says Air Canada, get your shit together. So we were talking about that earlier.
So I should have said il grafico is what I should have said, and not el grafico.
correct.
I apologize to my. Yes.
I'm glad you're getting
I speak many
Italian.
languages. I am. I'm working on it. Shout out Duolingo. I'm doing what I can. Io sono Alex is what we would say. Io sono Alex. Actually, that's probably not how you say it. I bet anyone who speaks Italian right now is like, what an idiot. Like, that's not how you say like my name is or I am.
What was
what an idiot.
Dricus was 185.
185 on the dot.
Love that.
We always love that. All right. So, guys, we are now just waiting on Asakura, Jessica Andrade, Bryan Battle, and Alibi Idris.
I'll tell you
All
what,
kind
so
of. I'll be honest. Yeah, go ahead, Jose. Go,
I
please.
was supposed to interview Bryan Battle on Tuesday for Anything But Fighting, and his flight got incredibly delayed flying in. So his whole week was already in disarray before he landed.
That is not good for a guy who is. I pardon the pun, guys. Who's going to be battling the scale going forward, even at 185? Like I said, he was not close to making 170 in his last fight. Like he was, I think, 4 pounds over the welter limit, I believe. So there's like legitimate weight cutting issues here, and you would think that going up a whole division, especially between welterweight and middleweight, one of the bigger jumps between divisions, would make things easier. But we don't know, honestly, that the whole weight cutting process is really just difficult for some guys, and hopefully it is not an issue for him. But like Jose just said, he hasn't had the smoothest week, and that can throw a lot of things off. You know, these guys are on a schedule, guys. These guys are usually on a strict regimen, and then something like that happens. It could be the difference between being a pound, half a pound over. Let's hope not. Let's hope Bryan Battle is just enjoying being back up at 185. That's the weight at which he won the Ultimate Fighter. Of course, you all remember that. And hopefully it's just more comfortable situation for him until he can figure out if he can get to 170.
Kicking off the main card live on pay-per-view in the flyweight division, 15th ranked contender, former world title challenger, Asakura.
The box is back.
.126, the official weight for Asakura.
$126. There you go, guys. No problem. His fight with Tim Elliott is official. So another Kai still making that cut down to 125. I really don't think this is where his long-term future is, but as long as he can make it healthy, go for it. Let's let the man step to the scale here before I chatter on.
Right hand, Pat, please. Thank you.
Excuse me, guys.
Right hand.
Excuse me.
Right hand, Pat. Thank you.
DJ Saray now in the comments, almost making me laugh with the great Norm Macdonald bit. You guys know who ranked #1 worst airlines this year? You guys can read in the comments. I'm not going to read it again out loud, but a very, very dark joke. And you got to look it up yourselves, guys. Go to YouTube and look up Norm Macdonald airline joke, and you got to hear Norm deliver it. It is just a classic bit. R.I.P. Norm, my favorite stand-up comedian ever. I freaking love Norm Macdonald. So That I'm just laughing imagining him saying it right now. It's really funny. So there you go, guys. We got Kai Scar. Our main card is now locked in. That was 126 for Kai. Dricus, Plessis, Chimaev, Pico, Murphy, Neal, Prates, Cannonier, Page, and Tim Elliott, Kai Scar. All in. Just waiting on Jessica Andrade, Bryan Battle, and Alibi Idris. And guys, soon we'll have a full 13 fight card ready to rock for Saturday. Get excited. Get excited. Sorry, someone asked, when is the preview show, guys? I believe we're actually going to do the preview show a bit later today. It will be after the ceremonial weigh-in. No, it'll be before the ceremonial weigh-ins, I think, because I think ceremonials are at 6 ET. We will try to have the preview show live and ready for you guys at 5 o'clock ET, 2 o'clock Pacific time. So keep an eye out for that. It'll be a little bit later today, guys. A little bit later today before you have to hear this sweet voice again. Guys, I am curious. I actually really want to know. I'm going to throw a poll. I'm going to do it. We got time, guys. We got, it's only 11. We got plenty of time. I'm going to throw a poll. From 1 to 10. What is your level of excitement for Aaron Pico's debut? I am curious. Run down some options here. That's it, eh? Now, Aaron Pico, of course, if anyone who has followed his Bellator career, just pure excitement. Never quite managed to put together enough wins for a title fight. I think if he had stuck around in PFL after that one Bellator versus PFL card he was on, probably they would have put him in some sort of fight for a title. But one thing he definitely has is an incredible highlight reel. If you just took the upper slice of Aaron Pico's Bellator run, you would think this guy is a top 5 featherweight in the world. He looks absolutely brilliant when he's styling on people and landing that ridiculous knockout power. So, and they've given him an interesting matchup in Lerone Murphy, a guy who's pretty tough to just crack. And interestingly, Lerone Murphy, of course, undefeated in the UFC. Aaron Pico has never lost by decision. So I feel like something's got to give here. I feel like either Pico's going to end Murphy's streak or Murphy's going to outpoint him. It is possible. Hey, maybe Pico brings out the beast in Murphy and Murphy can win by a knockout or submission. We just haven't seen that in some time. So I'm interested to see if he can beat Pico by decision, which would be actually be a big achievement. I know people will roll their eyes and go oh, another decision for Lerone Murphy. But like I said, no one's done that to Pico. They either put him. No one's out working for 3 rounds. They either put him down or they get put down. So I think that's a very cool thing. Old Dave, how is Pico the favorite? It's insane. Let me look at these odds again. I know he's the favorite. How favored is he? Not crazy, but firmly. Minus 176 on FanDuel is Aaron Pico the favorite. Let me see. How about Pico by KO? Pico by KO plus 380. That's a little surprising. I thought that would be a bit higher because I feel like if he's going to win, that's how he's going to do it. Pico by points plus 155. Actually, that's kind of an interesting number. Okay. Sky River Rain. Pico's the favorite. If I was a betting man, yes, well, don't gamble on MMA. But if you must, there are some intriguing underdogs here, guys. Let's take a quick glance at some of these lines. Again, I'm not encouraging betting. Don't bet on MMA. If you must, please use FanDuel. The champion, Dricus Plessis, is the underdog, plus 194. What else we got here? Tim Elliott is a pretty sizable underdog to Asakura, plus 250. Jared Cannonier, the one-time middleweight contender, is the underdog to Michael Page, who, again, is just kind of dabbling at 185. It doesn't sound like he wants to stay around. Cannonier is the underdog there. Geoff Neal is the underdog to Carlos Prates, and Lerone Murphy. Geoff Neal, almost 2-1 underdog. Or 1-2 underdog? How do you say that? And Lerone Murphy is the underdog to Aaron Pico. Yeah, these are some funny odds, guys. So if you got, if you're feeling frisky with some of these dogs, spray a couple of bucks in there for fun, I guess. But yeah, what else we got here? Joseph Morales is a big underdog to Alibi. This is shocking to me because I want to remind you guys, Joseph Morales has actually fought in the UFC. Alibi is very good, and he's got that glossy 10-0 record, which obviously affects betting lines a lot. But Joseph Morales is a lot more experienced than he is, and again, has fought in the UFC already and went the distance with Davis and Figueiredo, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a bit of a disrespectful line, if you're asking me. But he got finished by Davis. Excuse me. Well, there you go. I still think it's a disrespectful line. Second round knockout for Davis and Figueiredo, but no shame in that. I still like Joseph's chances, but I'm probably not touching that one. Deone Barboza is the underdog to Karine Silva, despite winning their first fight some years ago. Nursulton Ruziboev is the underdog to Bryan Battle. Very slight. Very slight. Drakkar Klose, Barboza is almost a pick 'em. Hernandez, Hernandez, big underdog to Chase Hooper. That kind of makes sense. And Jessica Andrade, very, very slight underdog to Lupi. Gerald Meerschaert, almost 2-1 dog to Oleksiejczuk. That kind of surprised me as well. And not surprisingly, the talk of the week by Sengor Sirsukayev, minus 850 favorite over Eric Nolan. Now, I understand this line. By Senger is a very, very, very hyped prospect, and he looks fantastic on Contender Series. But you guys know how I feel about people who don't have a lot of experience getting like historic betting lines. I just think it's crazy. I would just say don't bet on, like, there's just no value in this if you're doing a single bet on Bisenger. Like, this is maybe a parlay piece or something. But I would say please don't bet on him straight up. It's there's way too much randomness in MMA. I understand Eric Nolan.
I was literally about to put up your graphic, and others moved it.
I knew it. I knew it. Don't worry about it.
Five-ranked strawweight contender and former undisputed champion Jessica Andrade.
That doesn't look like a fun weight cut.
The Box of Redemption getting a lot of work today.
One 116, the official weight for Jessica Andrade.
Yeah. Alibi. You did try. Much to the chagrin of the world.
25 officials wanted to be here. Everybody wanted to be here. Yeah, I said, no, what I say is, talk to the Illinois Commission here, school based. And you would have been on the school. Would have. Yeah, so thinking for 2 weeks. So you, what? I said, nobody will. So what was your last fight? Castro or what was the last fight? Oh, yeah, the ball. There's no one out there.
AK, did you mute yourself? It says guest has muted themselves. I've just realized that
Oh
AK
man,
hasn't.
I
was like,
just went on an
that's
I just
very
want an
funny.
incredible like treatise on the state of MMA, on DDP Khamzat. All right, let me do all that
I
again.
was
All right, let me
literally
do
like,
it.
I
Okay.
looked up and I was like, AK hasn't said anything for a long time.
The last
That's so
I
funny.
muted the yes, I muted my eCam, not my like physical camera, so I saw my light was on. I'm like, oh, I'm talking, people can hear me.
Did you send me the updated graphic too?
Did I? I did not.
Okay, because I realized you hadn't said anything
I
for
have
like a
not.
good chunk of time. I go, oh, maybe he's getting called
I
for something. I look up and I see
no,
you in like you're like in a very spirited rant, and I was
yes.
like, oh wow, he thinks he's talking.
Literally as you said that, I saw comments going like, what happened to, like, where'd he go? And I'm like, where'd I go? I'm here. Oh, I'm not here. Sorry guys, let me send
That's
an
so
updated graph to
funny.
Jose, and then we're gonna hit reset on this last round of thoughts I had, which I assure you were pure gold. And I will try to I did say I talked too much earlier, so I was just giving people a break, Jose.
Right.
We also have construction that's going on right now around here, so I'm trying to have you guys spare you guys that. You can probably hear a little bit of like a rumbling. It's a very irritating rumbling, but I will I will talk in. Let me get to the super chat, which I kind of ignored first. There's because I was muted. It was from Michael Rajpal. Michael, let me read your comment again. I apologize. Thank you for the super chat. If Khamzat wins, do you think DDP gets an immediate rematch? What fight in the card is your second most anticipated? Oh, I didn't even answer that part of the question. This time again. I would say, guys, 90% chance.
Real quick, AK, while you're saying that, I'm gonna go get some
Do
coffee.
what you gotta
If you
do.
don't hear from me in a second.
Do what you gotta do. No worries. That they just run back DDP and Khamzat. They love giving immediate rematches, especially if you defended the title twice. You know, that's all that takes. You could defend the title no times on the run it back. Let us never forget TJ Dillashaw and Cody Garbrandt. They just loved that feud so much. They had to run it back immediately, and honestly may have permanently derailed Cody's career. That was like the worst thing they could have done to him. So it happened. So I do think they'll run it back, and it sucks ass because the middleweight contender line is really fun right now. You've got Reiner de Ritter, you've got Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, both of whom are more than worthy of a title fight, but are probably just going to end up having to fight each other. You've got Kaya Bahalio, who just weighed in as a backup. So he could fight on Saturday, fingers crossed, if something terrible happens, which it won't. And the Bahalio is actually scheduled to fight Nasruddin Imavov in what should be a number one contenders fight. So that's 4 names, all of whom are worthy of a title fight, all of whom I would love to see fight Dricus du Plessis or Khamzat Chimaev. But the UFC is very, very lazy with these things, and they almost always book immediate rematches when they can. Especially if there is heat in this feud, which there is between Khamzat and DDP. I mean, the mic work hasn't been like amazing, but there does feel like a genuine animosity real tension in their face-off, and the UFC likes that. So yes, if they can run it back with DDP and Chimaev, they certainly will, health permitting. So yeah, sorry, Michael. I think it's a really good chance. I say sorry, but hey, maybe you guys want to see these guys fight twice if Chimaev wins. So good for you if that happens, because I think it will. What fight in the card is your second most anticipated? I should be consistent with what I said on the round table. Whoa, second. First of all, Michael, you're assuming that the main event is my number one most anticipated. That is my second most anticipated fight in the card. Number one is obviously the Ultimate Fighter flyweight finale between Elliott Idris and Joseph Morales. Come on, guys. I am all in on the Ultimate Fighter. I watched every episode this season. I've watched every episode since this show's existence. Somewhat a lie. I feel like I missed like one season in there or something. But I've watched almost every edition of Tough, including the internationals. I watched the Smashes. I watched all the Tough Brazils. I watched all the Tough Latin Americas. I'm all in, man. So if you think that this isn't my number one most anticipated fight, undefeated Kazakh fighter Elliott Idris taking on Joseph Morales, looking to get back into the UFC, then you're a fool. That is easily my quote unquote second most anticipated fight. But we are still waiting on Elliott, so that is not official. Plenty of time, though, guys. Plenty of time. 40 minutes left in the weigh-in window. Someone was saying that I didn't know that if the co-main event was 3 or 5 rounds, and I said that was such a silly thing to say because obviously it's 3 rounds. The only reason I didn't address it, I think, is because why would I? Why would I even? I don't recall this ever being discussed for 5 rounds. Typically, non-title co-main events are not 5 rounds. I know there's been exceptions, but why would this be an exception? Should it be? Yes. Pico and Murphy should be fighting for 5 rounds because this could determine a number one contender. But the UFC doesn't do that for some reason. They don't seem to see the logic in, well, if this person's going to fight for 5 rounds for a title, maybe we should put them in a 5-round fight first. They just don't do that. I'm an advocate for Jiminy Cricket. The co-main is not 5 rounds. Someone was asking before, and again, see, that's why I didn't address it before, because I didn't want to confuse people. It is not 5 rounds. It's a normal 3-round co-main event. That said, when I was muted, I was going on about the new Paramount deal and how I hoped the UFC will try out new formats with their cards. Like maybe you can have a card that's we do 4 fight main cards, and I'm talking about a more stacked card, not just like a main, co-main, and 2 randos. Like a card with all the fighters compete on the main card have Wikipedia entries. Okay, I'll set a really low bar. And that you do 4 fights only, not 5 fights, not 6 fights, 4 fights, and make those all 5-minute fights, 5-round fights, excuse me. I think that'd be really fun because there's how many times, guys, have you seen like a really good fight on the UFC main card and you're like, wow, I wish I had 2 more rounds. Like, why does that get the same amount of rounds as some fight between 2 preliminary people who like still have to prove themselves, fans aren't familiar with? Why aren't we giving more time to more highly anticipated fights and more exciting fighters and more well-known fighters? It just doesn't make logical sense. I would hope they would pay them more, of course, if they had to fight for more than 3 rounds. So there's all that to work out. But they just got a $7.7 billion broadcast deal wrapped up. So I'm just saying, guys in the UFC, you don't need to do anything because you are in the money for the next decade. But if you could maybe make some new ideas playing around with the card, that would be fun, right? Because the last time they did something like this was, you guys remember the UFC on Fox card. If you guys remember UFC on Fox, maybe you remember some fights from there, but there was only 1 fight on the actual main card. It was a 1-fight main card on Fox. It was the JDS Cain Velasquez fight. Benson Henderson fought on that card. He fought Clay Guida. That was a fun one. Dustin Poirier fought on that card. Cub Swanson, Alex Caceres. Boy, some of these names are a blast from the past. Mike Pierce. Anyway, it was a pretty good-looking card, but all the fights except for 1 aired on Facebook. And they just had 1 fight on the main card, and it drew a monster number. And I think they were kind of going for a boxing thing because I think the fight ended up happening, and then they had to kind of like talk about it afterwards for a long time because the fight was only 64 seconds. But I do wish, again, the UFC would take more chances and try stuff like this. Try a 3-fight main card with all title fights, 3-fight main card. Try again 4-fight main card, all fan favorites. Just we don't have to do 5-fight, 6-fight main cards every time. We just don't have to do that. So let's hope we see some creativity with the new Paramount broadcast deal, even though all signs point to the UFC never needing to do anything creative again because they just keep winning. And the promotion, they don't need to take business tips from me. They just signed a deal worth $1.1 billion a year. So, yeah, I know how to make MMA more fun. Do I know how to make MMA more profitable? I don't even know if that's possible. They are making so much money, and fighters, please find a way to get some of that money. Whether it's a union, whether it's signing something with the MMAFA to work on getting representation at the bargaining table, which is not the same as a union, guys. Figure something out, man. That class action, the antitrust lawsuit was a nice move, but a drop in the water, right? We all said, wow, I can't believe the UFC had to pay $300 million in this settlement, and then you see them sign a $7.7 billion deal, and you're like, wow. And that's just their broadcast deal, guys. We're not even talking about pay-per-view profits, sponsorships, all the other ways that the UFC makes money. That 350 was, they've made that back already. That's nothing. That is absolutely nothing. Anthony says, bearded Aaron Pico is my favorite latest legendary fighter, sure. And Lord of the Pie says, I'm growing a beard if he knocks Lerone Murphy out. Yeah. Let's look at Lerone Murphy. 16-0-1 as a pro. And he's fought some hard hitters. He has fought some hard hitters, man. And some of them getting some problems, too. It's not like been a smooth 16-0-1. There's been some decisions. There's been some close decisions in here. But undefeated is undefeated. Like I said, he's fought guys who could have put his lights on. He's managed to get out of those scenarios. So yeah, if Pico knocks him out, I have to imagine most of us will just be saying, give the man the title shot. Like I would imagine you strike while the iron is hot. But we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, because some of these Bellator guys coming over haven't exactly lit the world on fire. Michael Chandler was kind of the first guy, and that was fun. He takes out Dan Hooker, and then he's fought in nothing but big fights since. So you can't really call that a failure. He hasn't been winning, but he keeps getting big fights. Patchy Mix was a real bummer. I mean, that was just great. Props to Mario Bautista, completely neutralized Patchy Mix, but boy, Patchy Mix did not look good. And now Patchy's got another tough fight facing. I don't want to mess up this name. Sorry, guys. Facing. I need to look it up. Jacob Viklots. My Polish peoples tell me how badly I messed it up. Tell me how to pronounce that correctly, please. I apologize. No excuses for not knowing how to pronounce people's names in the year 2025. I don't care where they're from. But yeah, Patchy Mix is a very tough opponent coming up, UFC 320, and could go 0-2 in his UFC start. That would be crazy. He's lost 2 times in his career, Patchy Mix has, in 22 pro fights, and could end up going 0-2 in the UFC very soon. So, but I still believe Patchy's really good. Don't know what happened in the UFC debut. Just totally short-circuited. That was just bad. Just bad. Wasn't fun to look at. Excuse me. And who did I forget? Patricio Pitbull. Again, he was fighting Yair Rodriguez. That's a top 5 guy. There's nothing wrong with losing to Yair Rodriguez. But again, with all the hype and all the hullabaloo of trying to get out of that PFL deal and then coming over and getting a big fight, man, you would have liked to have seen a lot more. And it's not like it wasn't the kind of performance we hadn't seen from Pitbull before. He's not an all-out berserker. He is a guy who's going to look to counter. He is a guy who's going to take his time. But boy, he ran out of time real quick in that fight and just didn't show us a lot. So Patchy Mix, Pitbull, Chandler, these are some of the big names to come over from Bellator. And it's weird to say, because I was going to say none of them come close to a title fight, but Michael Chandler actually did fight for the title and just lost, and is weirdly always kind of in the conversation to fight for it again, which I don't even know we're doing anymore. So now it's Aaron Pico's turn. And unlike the names I just mentioned, Aaron Pico was not a champion in Bellator, but still has plenty of hype around him, arguably as much hype as any of those guys coming over. So I'm really wondering where people are landing on this fight. Again, he is favored, which is surprising considering how some of his colleagues have his former Bellator colleagues have kind of fallen flat. But, everyone's their own man. And that's his performance should be independent from what happened there.
I'm back.
Jose's back. He's back, guys. You didn't miss any fighters.
Oh, yeah. I was literally like a foot away. Just chatting with John Anik.
Yep. Talking about the Red Sox, I'm sure. Baston. Goodwill hunting. Jimmy Fallon and Rachel Dratch. Fever Pitch. Fever Pitch, was that the that was the remake of that soccer movie, right, with Jimmy Fallon and Drew Barrymore?
I don't
Jose,
know
are you
what
there?
soccer movie. I don't know what soccer movie you're talking about.
I'm dropping Boston references left and right here. You're leaving me hanging.
Wowzers.
Fever Pitch, the Drew Barrymore Jimmy Fallon baseball movie.
Yes, I saw it.
Yes, that's a remake of a football footy.
What
You knew
is,
that, of course.
No, I did not actually. I've only seen Fever Pitch once.
The 1997 Colin Firth romantic comedy Fever Pitch, which was about Arsenal and not.
It's also
Boston
called
Red
Fever
Sox.
Pitch.
Yes, because a pitch, you play on a pitch in football, so they didn't need to change the name.
I'm gonna
of it.
ask.
Yes.
I'm gonna ask the Brit next to me. Have you seen the 1997?
He knows. He's
Colin
probably
Firth
seen it.
movie Fever Pitch.
I recognize the name, and I think I've seen the cover of it on the DVD case, but no, I don't.
It's about. It's what the Fever Pitch movie with Jimmy Fallon and the Red Sox. It's a remake of the Colin Firth movie, apparently.
Shit cover.
That's a bad. I think that's the actual cover.
We will never. Oscar and I will never watch that movie because it is about Arsenal. It would be like me watching Fever Pitch, the baseball version, because I would never watch a movie glorifying the Red Sox. We would never watch a movie glorifying Arsenal. We cannot stand Arsenal, even though they're probably going to win the
That's
Premier League
literally
this
what
year.
Oscar just said. He's like, I would never support a movie that
No.
paints Arsenal in a positive light.
Yeah.
Just go there.
Yeah.
Arsenal, I just closed the
Yeah, that's literally what he said. The same thing, AK, except in much more colorful
sounds horrible.
language.
Yeah, the Oscar way. You guys know. Imagine what I said, then filter it through how Oscar would say it. And you can imagine
He
how
read the
strong.
first sentence of the synopsis is like blah 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 Arsenal fan. He goes, oh nope, and then X's out.
I'm out. Yeah, no, they're probably going to win the Premier League this year. I'm sorry, guys. I hate to say it because I can't stand Arsenal, but there we go. What else? Harvard, Ben Affleck.
Yes.
I should be making
both of
Chicago
those are-
references, guys. I'm sorry. I should be making Chicago references, guys. Shout out literally any Chicago reference you have in the chat. The band Chicago, who I'll be honest, I get mixed up with all the other city bands that were like like Boston, of course. Sorry, guys, you got to remind me. Chicago was hard to say. I'm sorry. I love that song. Sorry, guys, you guys got to help me out here. I am forgetting what was in the Chicago discography. How many of these songs do I know? I know I'm forgetting some very odd people. Say shout out in the chat, please. Oh, you're the inspiration, obviously. What else are here? Okay, I don't know some of the more recent stuff. Sorry, guys, my Chicago knowledge is pretty poor. If you leave me now. Oh my God. Okay. Damn, these are some great songs. Shout out to Chicago. CM Punk obviously has extra, and of course CM Punk, one of the most prominent combat sports athletes from Chicago. Lou Malnati, Steve Matthews. Shout out to Lou Malnati's. The one I've been to Chicago a couple
Pequod's
times.
is better.
Is it actually? I've only had Lou Malnati's, and I loved it.
Pequod's is better.
Michael Harris, Common Sense, the rapper. Oh, the old school name, Common Sense.
That's right.
Shout out to Common Sense. Yes. Before he became just Common and became one of the most popular and somewhat generic rappers out there. What are people saying? The Blues Brothers. That's their whole deal. They're from Chicago, right?
Yeah, it takes place in Chicago.
Right. Okay.
That's what I always joke when I land in Chicago. I say they built the city for the Blues Brothers movie.
Wasted Bananas saying Arsenal winning the Premier League. How? LOL. But Wasted Bananas, they finished second place the last 3 years, and they just added a guy who's going to give them at least 15, 20 goals, I think. Jokic. So I don't know. Listen, maybe I'm trying to jinx him. I'm just saying. Not that I believe in that. Maybe I'm trying to jinx him. Hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. Where's the other Chicago stuff, guys? Sorry, guys. Keep Chicagoing me. Some of the stuff I don't know what it is. Fallout Boy is from Chicago. Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow. Origin, Wilmette, Illinois. Okay, extra and Kanye. Never mind. Yeah, we won't talk about him anymore. But quite famous. Saturday in the Park. What is this? Do I need Safe Search Sean to Google this? Oh, it's a band. Oh, it's a song. I'm so sorry. I am the worst person to be talking about cities and cultures. I'm so uncultured, guys. I apologize. I don't know why I did not remember Saturday in the Park. Peter Cetera, the lead singer, did "Glory of Love" from Karate. Oh, it's a great song. Great song. The TV show The League was set in Chicago. That's right. As is The Bear. How could I forget? Yeah, Chicago Fire, obviously. Yes, The Bear, of course, one of the most popular,
Never saw it.
somewhat divisive shows. It's a very good show, but it's a little bit. It's got a little bit.
You want to hear?
It's got a little pretentious.
Want to hear a funny factoid I've learned about the Bear? I don't know if this is true, but it's been told to me by a handful of people, so I choose to believe it. I've never seen the Bear, but there's like 5 seasons, right?
4.
Someone told me. Someone told me that every season of the Bear came out since the last Stranger Things season.
Oh, weird. That's weird.
Since the last Stranger Things seasons, the Bear has put out its entire show, in which the Stranger Things fans are still waiting on the next season.
It's coming. It was announced.
Couldn't tell you. I haven't seen that show either.
Yeah, good show anyway. The Bear. Smashing Pumpkins. How did I not know this? Smashing Pumpkins are. I could tell you that Limp Bizkit is from Duval, and I could not remember that Smashing Pumpkins are from Chicago. Of course. Favorite Smashing Pumpkins songs, Jose, if you have one.
I don't have one.
You don't have one? You know what? I'm gonna tell people. I kind of like the song 33. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "What the?" I don't know. I just listened to that song the other day. I like the song 33 by Smashing Pumpkins, but they have so many good songs. Extra Ferris Bueller's Day Off, of course, set in Chicago. One of my favorite movies ever. My childhood crush, Nia Sarapucciello, my God, changed my life. And just a great movie. I love Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So distinctly Chicago-y. High Fidelity, another good movie. Thank you, Perplexed by that. The Bean, of course. The Bean. The world famous Bean. Toke, I'm not going to repeat that joke. And Toke, I saw your comment earlier. Of course you can show up on Otno and reignite your feud with Mike. But you were never gone, sir. You said return to Otno. You were never gone, Toke. You were always in our hearts. So, yes, we welcome you. Oh, I forgot to mention The Bear, by the way. Maddie Matheson from Toronto, big star on the show. Gets a lot of the big laughs. Playing one of the facts. So there you go. Shout out to my peoples. We are down to under half an hour. I think I saw Joseph Bozo. I think he's you asking, should we be worried about Bryan Battle and Alibi? Yeah, absolutely. I'd be worried. Alibi, I'm not so sure. He's not like a massive 125er, but he's on the bigger side. I would imagine he's just taking his time probably. Battle, the only concern is, yeah, we saw him burst pretty badly at 170, and those problems shouldn't carry over when you go up 15 pounds. But we have seen this happen before. So I'm a little concerned. Vago Toxico, Married with Children, is set in Chicago. Is it? It is. Man, Chicago's great. I have not been to Chicago in so long, and every time I've gone, I love Chicago. How has no one shouted out? Oh my God, what's the popcorn? What's the popcorn with the multiple flavors, guys? Chicago style popcorn. That's right. Chicago style popcorn. I was like, what do they call that popcorn from Chicago? It's the style with the multiple flavors. Oh, Chicago style. I'm an idiot. Scott McCrae, The Breakup. That's an underrated movie. I like The Breakup a lot.
The Dark Knight was filmed a bunch in Chicago.
It was, as was the first, as was Batman Begins, of course. Yes. Yes. Made use of Chicago beautifully. I love how Gotham City looks as Chicago looks dressed up as Gotham.
The Untouchables and Road to Perdition were also.
Yeah. I see people shouting out Al Capone, of course. Yeah, Sky River. That's what I'm talking about. The caramel and cheddar mix. I just couldn't remember the name until I remembered it is actually called Chicago style popcorn. Oh no. Scott says, oh no, the dude is back. Hold on, I'm not looking at this. Well, we'll see what comes on. Yeah, we're waiting on Alibi, waiting on Bryan Battle. I'm really hoping Bryan Battle's weight cut issues were only at 170. Again, we want to remind people, they only get one shot. So if they're just being extra careful, That's okay. No worries. There's no worries there. Ian Pomfret pointing out only Dark Knight and Begins were shot in Chicago. Yeah, I think that's right. Right? Yeah, I only said Dark Knight. There you go. Rise to New York. Thank you, Jose. Yeah, we only said the first two. So I think people in the comments are saying the whole trilogy. Ian is saying Rise was Pittsburgh. Oh, that's right. No, Pittsburgh, right? Because they definitely filmed at the stadium because they blew up the stadium. And
Hines Ward
has survived. The lone survivor of the great stadium bombing tragedy of
Gotham Knights or Rogues, whatever it is.
Well, yeah. Well, I was trying to remember the year the movie came out, but yeah, that was a hell of a scene.
Cowher.
Not
Dark Knight.
Not
the Dark Knight Rises.
Not a great movie.
Bill Cowher.
Not a great movie, but some really great moments for sure.
You keep saying that. People really hate that movie.
I don't hate it. I do not hate it. I think it's fine. I think compared to the first two, I think it is just not as good, and has some very weak moments. But
yeah,
I don't.
I had a blast during that movie.
It's fine. I don't hate it. I just think it's the weakest. I think it's the weakest of the three.
It's the third best.
Yeah, that's what I would say. I am not prone to hyperbole. Okay, I just cannot be unless we're talking about the Ultimate Fighter or the Fast and Furious movies. Even those movies I've kind of cooled on, but like I am not prone to hyperbole. Like that new Superman movie. Guess what? It's I liked it. It's very good. I'm not saying it's the best Superman movie I've ever seen. Freakier Friday. Apropos of nothing. You know what? It is Friday. I can recommend Freakier Friday, Jose.
All right.
You watched that movie?
No.
You watched the first one?
Probably. Is that the one with Lindsay Lohan? I probably watched it when it came out. Was that 2003?
Yes. Yeah. If you guys have nothing better to do, and you get dragged, or someone drags you to watch Freakier Friday, you're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right, guys. Okay. Guys, outside the top two fights, I shouldn't even say outside the main event, because I don't even know if Pico Murphy is like by default the most anticipated fight. Especially not judging by the poll. I'm not going to close the poll now. Y'all aren't super excited for Aaron Pico's debut. Jose, the lowest option of 7 or 0 won this poll strongly. Level of excitement, 7 or lower, 44%. Now, even taking into account that, like, obviously that's the biggest range, like that's like, 7 options, or it could be 0, sorry, 8 options. Oh, no, I said 1 to 10, 7 options. That's pretty depressing, man. 21% said 10, which is nice. 20% said 8, 14% said 9. I guess technically I should look at that as the majority are excited. That's 55, 56% that said 8 or higher. So maybe that's the way I should paint it. Maybe that's the way I should paint it. But 44%, 7 or lower is a pretty strong number. Pretty strong number. Sleeto, I thought the new Superman was an insult to the audience. I felt like it was made for 12-year-olds. Sleeto, what the? I mean, who else is supposed to? I mean, I wouldn't go that far. I think there's parts about it I thought were a bit silly, but guess what, guys? Superman is silly. I don't know if you heard about this, guys. Superman flies around in his friggin' underwear. He's a silly character, and he's great, and I love Superman. And I loved a lot of what James Gunn did. There's a lot I didn't like, but overall, I loved a lot of what James Gunn did. I'll keep it positive.
Yep.
Perplexed by that, asking, I like Pico. What's his best win? A fair question. I like the Henry Krauss win, but with respect to Henry, probably a little bit past his prime. Boy. Higo? A long time ago? Yeah, Carvalho. Again, a little bit. Yeah. People are going to look at Carvalho and go like, oh, he's on a losing streak. Well, yeah, but I mean, he wasn't on a crazy losing streak. Well, I guess he wasn't in a great form even when he fought Pico. Yeah, okay. Listen, I get it. He hasn't been taking out killers. I think we can all acknowledge this, but he's only 28. He's in his prime. I am surprised he is a favorite. I am surprised. And I think I said 2-1, right? I think I was like, let me double check that. See if maybe the line has moved. Who knows? He is a no minus 176 now. So no, whatever. Not like a huge favorite. He's just favored. That's okay. He's intriguing. He's got the hype around him. I don't think the odds makers love Lerone Murphy. I don't know. See how it is. Sleeto asking, have either you or Jose watched Weapons yet? I'm hearing both insane hype and people saying it was overhyped. Yeah, Sleeto, I've been hearing the same thing, man. I have no idea what to expect. I think it looks cool. I know it's from the guy who did Barbarian, which I enjoyed, which again, for the most part, I enjoyed. It definitely kind of had the same thing that's going on with Weapons. We're like 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. And like critics are calling this the best horror movie of the last 20 years. So, and then I saw it and I was like, yeah, it's really good. I just the hype was crazy, and I'm seeing a similar like hype for this one. So I'm a little worried. I will watch it. Hopefully, I'll get a chance to watch it in theaters, but yeah, somewhere down the line, I would like to watch Weapons. Subs, all right. I don't know anything about it, guys. Please don't spoil. Please do not spoil Weapons for me. I know almost nothing, and that's how I like to go into movies. Justin Cash, if you had one superpower, what would it be? We'll both answer this, but Jose, I'll go first. I think this is such an old man thing to say, but like I think I just like to be able to teleport, right? I think like like when you reach my age, I'm 40. You're just thinking about like how do I save time, and or how if like say for example, the airplane line that I'm about to travel on goes on strike. How can I still travel? I would love to be able to teleport. So yeah, maybe I would even take the Nightcrawler stink of smoke, if that's what it came down to. In fact, that'd be pretty awesome. Jose,
Gravity.
what of gravity? Just controlling it?
Manipulate gravity.
Who is the guy in Marvel who can control gravity? What's his name? He has a cape. He's a bad guy. He's a villain. What's his name?
I honestly don't know. I know there's like a
Graviton. Yeah.
Yeah.
Graviton. That's a guy who I always thought like, isn't this guy one of the most powerful like villains? And like he never, I don't think he ever did anything meaningful.
Because if you control gravity, you can control time because of the gravity time dilation. That'd be kind of fun. Or molecule
Okay,
man's
easy
powers.
there.
That would also be fun.
Easy there, Interstellar. All right, you don't lose your big words, your gravity and time talk.
You know where I learned that from this week? Besides Interstellar, I had Gerald Meerschaert on Anything But Fighting, and he's a big astrophysics guy, and he was talking to me about gravity and warping time and everything. It was very interesting.
Michal, who is Graviton? Look it up, buddy. Look it up. C-list Marvel villain.
Molecule Man would be
but yeah,
pretty sick too, just because he can control molecules, which means he can also control time.
Yes, he can control almost anything. What's his whole deal? He's just like really inadequate, right? The only thing that stops him from like destroying the universe is he's like a geek. He's like, I have no confidence.
Well, yeah, but then Secret Wars happened, and he got some confidence. And then he did the whole thing with the Sentry and the Dark Avengers. John Anakin picked up his microphone.
Oh, here we go. Who do we got? Oh, there it is again. Max Rapkin was asking, is this the most box redemptions in one way in recent memory? Bryan Battle. This has to be a record. I think this is the most. This has to be the most times I've seen the box. I remember we had like 4 or 5 once. I believe we're at 6 now. So this has to be the record.
Some issues with the scale.
I think we're having some issues with his weight, if we're being honest. I think they're trying to like get to 180. It's bad. You might be right, Jose. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, everyone.
Whoa.
190. The official weight.
190. This is atrocious. Sorry, guys, you don't need my commentary here, but that is.
Hey, Bryan. Thank you. Hold up time for me. Thank you.
Damn. Okay. Let me say my usual thing here. I hope Bryan is okay. Jose, you mentioned there were some travel issues this week. It has not been an easy week. So I don't like to make excuses for fighters, guys, but the first thing we should always be concerned about is a fighter's health. And when a guy misses weight by that much, that is concerning. So Bryan, I do hope Bryan Battle is okay and it's not a health issue. But that's a tough look, guys. That's a tough look. Again, if you remember, he's fighting at 185. This is the weight he won the Ultimate Fighter at because he missed his last fight at 170 by 4 pounds. He came in 175 for a non-title fight with Randy Brown. So the UFC essentially said, hey, you need to jump up for at least one fight. And now he's missed this weight class, 185 by 4 pounds. That's a tough look for Bryan Battles. So, again, I don't want to say too much further until we know more about the situation. But, yeah, the optics are not good. The optics are not good. I hope Bryan is okay. And if he is okay, then and it's just like a discipline issue, guys, then by all means, feel free to start flaming. But for now, yeah, let's just hope he's all right. That is not that's not what you want to see. That's not what you want to see. Real quick, Jose, who's your favorite Green Lantern? I'll tell you. Well, I'll go first. I'll say mine is if y'all don't know about Mogo, shout out to Mogo. You guys know about Mogo. Google Mogo Green Lantern, guys. If you don't know Mogo, that's real. Jose, how about you?
One second.
Yeah. You got shit to do. I see some people shouting out Kyle Rayner. Yo, guys, I love Kyle Rayner. I'm not up to date with the last 20 years of Green Lantern, but I grew up with that like 90s, late 90s, early 2000s Kyle Rayner, the post 0 hour Kyle Rayner, and just like loved it. Love Kyle Rayner.
I think it.
But,
I mean,
Mogo.
Hal has the best stories. Kyle had a sick intro. John Stewart has some pretty excellent runs.
Man,
but
so
I would say Hal based solely on the Green Lantern, Green Arrow run.
I love that John Stewart is like the Green Lantern for a generation of kids who grew up watching like the Justice League cartoon.
Yep.
Like I just think that's so cool. I think that is so cool. Green Lantern is great. The whole Green Lantern, like God, I just love Green Lantern.
Blackest Night was sick.
Let's get a good Green Lantern movie in there down the road, please. I don't care if it's Kyle. I don't care if it's Hal.
They're making a show.
They're making a show. John Stewart?
It's called, no. Well, he's one of them. It's old man Hal, and then John Stewart's kind of like the protege. So it's called Lanterns, and it's like a space cop movie, which is what it should be. Which is what it should be.
I'm into that. Into that.
But I think
that's great. That's a great idea.
I think Lobo is going to be in it, and I think Supergirl's supposed to have like some appearances.
That's so sick. I assume Nathan Fillion will also pop up, right? Fresh off of
with Guy
Gardner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I'm still rattled. I'm sorry that we didn't follow up more on that battle thing. Again, we don't have all the details, and I'm really rattled. Like I'm really rattled. I thought there was a chance he might miss, like by half a pound or a pound. That's real bad. 4 pounds, and I know his schedule got thrown off. I'm sure there'll be a social media post maybe explaining what happened. But this is a tough stretch for Bryan Battle, who, again, won the Ultimate Fighter 185, dropped down to 170, which I think makes sense for him, even though it's obviously it was a tough cut to do that. Went on a very nice win streak, and then got a fight with Randy Brown, which kind of would have put him, firmly in the top 20 of the division. Misses weight by 4 pounds for the welterweight bout. Wins a split decision, which I know a lot of people did not agree with. and wasn't exactly super apologetic about missing weight. I believe his line was something to the effect of like, "Well, we agreed to the fight, so we don't need to like talk about it anymore." And I'm like,
Yeah,
"Boy, that is not the right."
he got my money, something like that.
Yeah. I paid my fine, which he did, which is true. Brian Battle owes nothing more to Randy Brown and the commission, but like I do feel like to the fans, maybe you want to treat it more delicately. And again, I like Brian Battle a lot, and I really think this is a guy who has top 15 potential at 170 if he can make that weight. But after this miss, I see a lot of people in the comments saying 205. Let's go 205, and I don't know. He's not Rampage. He's not Rampage. Not Rampage. Excuse me, guys. He's not. What am I saying? Rumble, guys. He's not Rumble. Like Rumble, you saw at 170 and you're like, oh, this guy's a monster and should not be fighting 170. Battle, I think maybe you can make an argument that he should be at 185, but he's not that big hulking guy that Anthony Johnson was. So I'd be very surprised to see him make that move unless he completely changes his body type and just bulks up. He would have to look like a completely new person to fight at 205. Maybe he walks around close to that, but he would not be. Even considering how dire light heavyweight is, I just don't think that'd be a smart move for him. So hopefully everything's okay. It's not a health issue, and Brian Battle can get his weight on track, whether it's at 185 or 170, man, because he's a talented guy, talented fighter, and he's a bit of personality, right? We almost it's a shame. It's a shame we didn't get to see him do a little anything but fight. He was gonna do an anything but fighting with you, right, Jose?
Correct.
Yeah, it's a shame we didn't get to see that because I do think he has quite a bit of personality as well. If you guys haven't seen it, check out the one Michael Venom Page. Michael Venom Page is such a I don't know. I don't know if we overrate people because they're British, but like the accent and everything, he just is a delight to listen to. I don't know what it is. I saw Jose interview him, and I was just so jealous. I was like, and Jose looks like he's having a good time talking to MVP.
Oh yeah, he was great.
So like that is up on YouTube now. And you said Gerald Meerschaert will be coming up at some point.
I assume that might be for maybe post-fight week.
Yeah, guys, if you're enjoying,
we didn't talk anything about 319, so it wasn't overly timely.
Yeah. Check those out, guys. Check out those anything but fighting interviews on our YouTube because hey, I love standard fighter interviews. Like we got to know that stuff. How many fights do you have left in your contract? Who do you want to fight next? How close are you to be title shot? Blah blah blah. That stuff is awesome. There you go, guys. Thanks, Jose, for getting that graphic up. But Jose's getting in there and like having like these chill. Yeah.
I chatted with Geoff Neal too, but I don't know if the full video will come out, but we'll definitely have some social clips and YouTube shorts for sure.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, and as I put the graphic up, Johnny picks up his microphone.
Good. That's what we want. Here comes a Libby. Let's go. One half of the real main event here. Okay, maybe this is definitely the record for the amount of appearance. Jose, you were on point at the beginning. If anyone sees the beginning of the stream, Jose like pointed to the box right away as if like this is going to be the box's day. And I think we are at 7 fighters now who need to use the box. So we'll see what happens here with Alibi. This is his UFC debut.
Competing for the Ultimate Fighter flyweight final title, Alibi Idris. $126, the official weight for Alibi Idris. right, thank you all for coming out.
And
Ceremonials.
Thank you, buddy. Right hand.
and he makes it. Boy, that is a drawn out flyweight though. There is not an ounce of fat or water left in this guy's body. My goodness. Fingers crossed everything's good with the Levy, because if I lose the other Ultimate Fighter finale, that's it. Ellipses. Not even gonna entertain it because it's not gonna happen. Don't even want to say it. Thank you, Inverted Free Solo, reminding me. We'll have an updated graphic in a second, guys. The final graphic, and yes, Inverted Free Solo. I did. I did take your formatting tip. Totally was not paying attention to the screenshots that I was putting out there. Nothing bad. Just now that I look at it, I'm like, oh yes. I'll look back on the live stream later and be like, oh, those squiggly red lines are gonna haunt me. So thank you for reminding me. So Jose will have that up in a bit. He's going to have to get up on out of there, guys, but I will do a rundown real quick. Only one miss, guys. Otherwise, all the big fights are on. So let's see what that... Fommutt's asking, can you show a little effort? I just tuned in again and you have no graphic showing the way to the fight. Fommutts, we've been having the graphic up all episode, bro. You're just coming in at the wrong time. Obviously, when guys weigh in, we take the graphic down to put up a new one. Also, Jose's juggling like 5 million things. I understand. No excuses. Play like a champion. But please give us a little room to breathe. We're doing our best, guys. We're doing our best. And we just saw a guy who was a welterweight miss the middleweight limit by 4 pounds.
100 pounds.
Not by 100 pounds. We said missed 100 pounds. Lupita Godinez was on the scale for an hour. It is just... These have been very eventful weigh-ins. Thankfully, not with some of the bigger fights on the card. He loves the gloves asking, I'm kind of wondering why the fighters look so relieved. They still check their weight on the scale in the back. No? Yeah, I always wonder the same thing. I guess they just don't trust necessarily that the way the system is supposed to work. That yes, there is a scale in the back, and that scale is supposed to be calibrated the same as the one that we see. But I guess there's been times where that hasn't happened. So as a fighter, I think until the very last second, you're just not sure. Not to mention... I don't know what was going on with the commission today. Like, there was just a lot of futzing around with the scale. Maybe it was a mechanical issue, but guys, you got to get that figured out before the fighters step on the scale. That cannot be something you're doing with these fighters. You have to fight in less than 48 hours, who are just dying to get off the scale so they can rehydrate. That should have been taken care of an hour ago. I do not see how that can be an issue live. Like, we should not have to see that on camera. So I know, like I said, everyone's doing their best. We're doing our best. They're doing their best. But that was a real bad look for the Chicago Commission. So next time they come to Chi-Town, please figure that out.
Good morning to you, too.
It's all done.
Yeah. We're in Chicago. Thanks, we're in Chicago.
There you guys. They're cleaning up the scale. It is all good.
Are you putting up another graphic, AK?
I did, Jose. I think you know what happened? I just didn't send it.
Yeah.
I did not hit send. It's in my drafts. All right, guys. We have in 2 seconds. I'll read this, and then Jose will run, and we will see you guys again at 5 p.m. Eastern time for the preview show. BK, y'all think it's suspect Khamzat used the box but was 2 pounds under? I think this goes with what She Loves the Gloves. He was being safe, and I think this goes with what She Loves the Gloves was saying was like something's like I don't know if they're the scale that they're using that they use the fighters are given like before. If it's just not matching up with the
you can call her Duty because that's her actual name.
I don't know her personally. She Loves the Gloves. I will continue to use your screen name. I will not assume. Oh, geez. My building's having an announcement. Just
Duty, give him permission.
Jose, are you able to do the rundown? Hold on.
I suppose. All right, let's do it. All right, so in the main event, Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus Plessis both step on the scale, make championship weight. Khamzat Chimaev 2 pounds under 1 second.
30% fine on the missed fight is on. 30% fine.
30% fine by Bryan Battle. Fight is still on. There you go. Bryan Battle, the man in question, came in 4 pounds over the middleweight limit after moving up from welterweight after missing his last fight. So this seems to be a do or die situation for Bryan Battle. Aaron Pico, Lerone Murphy both make featherweight limit. Geoff, Neal, Prates both make welterweight limit. Gerald Cannonier, MVP with a little bit of drama on MVP side, both make the middleweight limit. Tim Elliott, Asakura both make the flyweight limit. Eric Nolan and I cannot pronounce his name for the life of me. Neither can Dana White. Both take a fight on just a few days' notice. Both make the middleweight limit for, I think, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name.
Jose, I'm back. Jose, I'm back. Back.
Do it.
Jose, I'm back. Don't worry, I'm back. I'm back. By Senghor Sosulkayev, 186. Facing CFFC welterweight champion, who also stepping in on less than a week's notice, Eric Nolan, 183. Gerald Meerschaert, 185 for his bout with Michal Oleksiejczuk, 186. Jessica Andrade, former UFC champion, 116 for a fight with Lupita Godinez, who came in at 115. Chase Hooper, 155 for his fight with Alexander Hernandez, 156. Edson Barboza, back at lightweight for the first time in almost 6 years, 155.5. He fights Drakkar Klose, who comes in 156. Our lone miss of the day, Bryan Battle. Boy, second straight fight missing weight at a different weight class. Missed at welterweight by 4 pounds last time. This time, 190 for a middleweight bout. Again, 4 pounds over. What is going on? Nursulton Ruziboev has made 186, but we will wait to see if that fight goes through as scheduled. Karine Silva,
well, yeah,
Diana.
It's still on. It's still on. It's
Okay.
just we don't know if it's,
Oh, boy.
You know.
Karine Silva, Dione Barboza 2, Silva 125, Barboza 125.5. Ali B. Idris.
Yeah.
We just saw the last fighter come up using the box, coming out at 126. His opponent, Joseph Morales, looking to return to the UFC, 126. That is the Ultimate Fighter 33 flyweight final. And we even had a backup for the main event. Kyle Bahayo came in at 184. So, guys, that is the rundown. Again, tune in later for the preview show at 5 o'clock ET, 2 p.m. Pacific time. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Jose, for the wonderful footage. Really, just, again, thank you, everybody. Thank you, all the fighters, for making weight, except for Bryan Battle, I guess. And we will see you later.